right. So today I had a student ask me a really good question. What is the difference between cross-canceling and butterfly for the comparing? Make sure this is showing up. All right, very good question, because in each instance we are using fractions. So let's see, what if I had 2/10 and let's say 5/16. I could do this for both of them. So there we go. So I have two fractions here. Cross-canceling is for when you are multiplying fractions. So let me write that. Use when multiplying. Okay, this one over here you use when comparing. So when comparing. Okay, so I am going to just show you cross-canceling, and I'll then show you the butterfly. The purpose is to make the fraction smaller. And easier to multiply. That's the purpose of cross-canceling. The purpose of the butterfly method is to show which fraction is larger. The larger or smaller fraction. Okay, so cross-canceling is when you still are looking across this way and you're asking yourself, do these have any factors in common? Do these two numbers? And the answer is yes. These two factors have a 5 in common. So what I'm trying to think here in my thinking bubble is I am thinking 5 divided by 5 equals 1. Let me zoom in on this. Oh, I went the wrong way. Zoom in. There we go. And over here, I am thinking, because I know 5 is their common factor, 10 divided by 5 equals 2. So when I cancel this out, let me get a different color. I am changing the 10 into a 2 and the 5 to a 1. So I'm still going across. The next thing you do is you look at the other side and you're asking yourselves, do they share a common factor? Well, right away I notice they're both even, so I know for sure I can divide them both by 2. So in my thinking brain, I am saying 16 divided by 2 equals 8. And I'm thinking over here, 2 divided by 2 equals 1. So when I cross those out, I get an 8. And here I get a 1. So this makes my fractions smaller, so I don't have to reduce in the end. So once you get that, you just multiply across. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 8 is 16. And that's your final answer. It cannot be made any smaller. So again, this is, you use cross-canceling when you're multiplying. And the purpose is to make the fraction smaller and easier to multiply. I could have easily just done it the regular way. And then I would have 10, and then I'd have 160. And then I have to simplify by dividing. You can do it that way. Absolutely. I wouldn't want to. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. What am I thinking? That's not improper. You reduce by dividing them both by 10. 10 divided by 10 is that. Divided by 10, you get 16. You still get the same answer, 1/16. Sorry, guys, messed up. Got the Monday brain. All right, so that's cross-canceling. Then we have butterfly comparing. And yes, we are still going across. And we are still thinking about multiplying, but we're really not multiplying like we were before. So right now, I'm thinking about times. So you go from bottom to top. 10 times 5 is 50. Bottom to top. 16 times 2 is 32. I asked myself, which one is the larger number? Is 32 greater than 50 or is 32 less than 50? Well, the answer is 32 is less than. Remember, it eats the bigger one, or it kind of, the L kind of looks like a crooked L. So what this is telling us is that the fraction 2/10 is less than the fraction 5/16. It is just to tell you which fraction is larger and which fraction is smaller. Of course, you can do the same thing if you wanted and do it a different way, where you would make 2/10 and 5/16 have a common denominator of, we know it'd have to be 160. And then you would do it like this. And then 50 over 160. And then you could tell which one is bigger. It is still, this one is still bigger. I just took the extra step out of it. So that is the difference between cross-canceling and butterfly comparing. If you have any other questions, please message me or your teacher.